What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. And we're gonna talk about. Damn it, I messed up. Here we go. We're gonna talk about obviously what happened. And I'm gonna rant about my video I made that never saw the daylight because yesterday I thought it was I thought it was done. Like the day was over. I was like um, I'm going to bed early. So I recorded my video extremely early, planned it for, I don't know, to go out in the morning, went to bed, and then the phone went off, and I see it's it's popping off. And at first I was like, oh, we're in talks, or Di Marzio was in talks, or like Di Marzio put out the article. So I flipped to Sky Sport as well, and then Di Marzio says, you know what, Juve are interested for Alcaraz. However, it's very unlikely that Southampton is gonna let their player go when they're fighting for a championship. Basically, they're fighting to go into the Premier League. So that's what Di Marzio said. So I was like, okay, cool. I think we're not gonna sign a player then. You know, yes, you're in talks for Alcaraz, but Di Marzio says Southampton is not gonna do that. And when Di Marzio said that, I had no idea where Southampton was in the standing. I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch Championship. I don't think anyone over here really watched Championship. So I looked it up, and they're sitting third, and I was like, strange, that they're gonna let one of their players go on loan when they're fighting for the title. I was like, okay, fair. I didn't know I didn't knew the player, so at first I was like, strange. Now, if you look into it, and he's not playing, and you read into certain things, you talk with Southampton fans, which I did, or I reached out to a Southampton account, and he basically said he doesn't fit the system. He's not a bad player, but that's why he's not playing. Because when he came into the Premier League, because he joined Southampton last season at this time, he said it was different, and he played well, and then now it's a different style of play. So I was like, okay, cool. My video is cool to sit, and then like 15 minutes later, everything's changed. The same Di Marzio saying, you know what, it's close. It's moving along a bit faster than, or like not close. It's not impossible. And then 10 minutes later, it's Romeo. It's everyone saying it's close. It could be done tomorrow, and then it was actually done deal, and it kind of snowballed, and you knew it was done. They were gonna just iron out the final details, and they're gonna make the deal happen. So my Giuntoli video never saw daylight, and it was actually a very excuse me, it was actually a very good video. So I'm gonna integrate it in today's video. I'm gonna talk about Alcaraz. However, I was preparing a video looking into his stats, because I've not watched. I can watch YouTube highlights. I think we all watched YouTube highlights, but I can make a compilation of Kostic this season in YouTube highlights. It's gonna be tough, but he can look amazing. So YouTube highlights is not really a fair thing, and I'm not gonna rewind championship games. I'm not gonna do that. So stats is the only way to go. I'm prepping that video. I will hopefully get that out. Not hopefully, I need to get it out on Friday, because tomorrow I have a preview with Alberto coming out as well. So Friday should be my Alcaraz video, and I will try to do my best to read into stats, because not really my thing. However, Julian sent me something interesting, comparing him to Miretti, for example, which was quite interesting. So I'm gonna integrate that in the video as well. But that's for Friday. Also, do like the video. Smash the like button. Let's get to 30. No, I'm lying. Let's go to 50 likes. But Alcaraz, like, the deal is done, and I think if you follow the news a little bit today, and that's why I didn't tweet out every single news, because the price was like a roller coaster. It was all over the place. The price tag. I think the person who was the furthest away from the price was Giovanni Albanese, because he was not even close, which is actually not even surprising. But he wasn't even close to the price tag. So I need to make up the figures. I think it's a loan deal at 3.9, 3.7 plus 200K in additional cost that can reach up to 1.9 additionally, something like that. And then the buy option is 49.5. So basically 50 million euros. And a Juve statement, it said it can rise based on sporting objectives and all those things. And Sky Italia said that, and this one is extremely strange. So if anyone can explain that to me, take a swing at it. According to Sky Italia, they're saying that if he plays, if he plays, let's say, if he plays a lot of games, the price will drop. If he doesn't play a lot of games and there's no amount of games, the price will kind of go up or stay the same thing. I don't get that. You know, the moment that came out, Julian as well texted me saying, "What is that?" And I have no idea what that is. So obviously, if that's true, the club's not going to put that in the statement. However, that make very little sense if you're Southampton, in my opinion. But let's assume it's not a real thing because nobody really said that besides Sky Italia. So let's just wait and see. But the Alcaraz thing was interesting because like I said, I recorded my video on Giuntoli and I made a video on Bonaventura and Pereira and I was pissed. But then I sit back and I was like, last summer, you know, so the past summer when Giuntoli joined, I said I will give him, or like I need 2 full summers. So this summer and the following summer to basically say, okay, I mean, then you explain that to me because I'm a bit confused about that. I'm not gonna lie. Also, Dimarcho just saying that Alcaraz wages will be paid by Southampton, which is probably peanuts anyway. Excuse me, Giuntoli. I made a video on Giuntoli and I made a video on Pereira and Bonaventura. If you watch that, and I was like, I was pissed. But past summer, when Giuntoli joined the club, I said I need to give him 2 full summers before I can say this is good or this is not good, basically. Unless he goes out this summer and sells half the team, you know, and makes ridiculous signings. But nobody's assuming that's going to happen. So I recorded a video, and I'm going to say what I said in that video, though, that I deleted. I think Giuntoli made a very clear statement today or yesterday evening, because the links with Pereira and Bonaventura, and people may come out say now, oh, the media didn't know anything. Every single source was saying the same thing, and it was not just coming from the club, it was coming from agents. There was truth in the Bonaventura and Pereira. Like, you cannot dismiss that now. I think it was through like a fact that they reach out to those players. However, what I do think is interesting, and it's my opinion, I think Giuntoli made a very clear statement saying, Alcan put me in charge. I remember when Giuntoli came in, the news was Alcan just basically handed Giuntoli the keys because he phoned Giuntoli in person and he reached out to him and he told him, I want you at the club. I want you to clean up the mess and bring this club back to the top. So based on that one, I'm going to say that Giuntoli made a statement. And he didn't say, F you, Allegri. But he said, listen up, Allegri. I'm in charge. You know, because remember when Marotta was in charge and we praised Allegri for just dealing with the players he was handed. You know, Marotta made the signings and Paradici, whatever was at the club, they made the signings and they told Allegri, make it work. I think Giuntoli is kind of do the same thing in a different manner. I think he told Allegri, not literally, but like he said, this is the direction we're going with. You want that profile of player, I will get you that profile of player, However, it needs to be sustainable for the club. Long-term fee, which might sound ridiculous now, wages, salon value, all those things need to make sense to the club. You know, players like Bonaventura and Pereira, no salon value. It's going to cost you money. And what is actually the point? You know, what is actually the point? So I do think Giuntoli made a clear statement, a statement I think we were all looking for. I think if we're being honest and we go back a year, everybody was like, yeah, Giuntoli is good because he brings in players that maybe nobody knows about, you know, smart ones. Some might fail, good. However, that was at Napoli. Now he's at Juve. he should have more money at his disposal. Maybe not this summer, but moving forward, so he can mix signing the quote unquote unknown players with players we do know, which it wasn't capable of doing at Napoli consistently. Everybody knew Oshiman, but like consistently, you know, because um, because it was Napoli. With all due respect, you know, it is what it is. So I think he made a clear statement. I do like that. I'm not an Alcaraz know it all. Before yesterday, I never heard about him. I'm not gonna lie. Like I never heard of Alcaraz, never. So I cannot say it's a bad deal because I've not seen him. I can also not say it's a good deal. I like the idea behind it. I do like that. So I'm gonna praise that for now. However, if he plays at the end of the season and he's hot garbage, you're like, oh, that's a bit dodgy what you did there, you know. Or Allegri doesn't play him at all, then we all also, excuse me, have an issue, you know. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be extremely interesting how this will pan out. Basically, even formation wise, like what is gonna happen? Because I don't think anyone believes we're gonna switch up formation. I think it's gonna be like for like. Does this mean that Cambiasso is gonna be moved to the left, and then McKennie and we are gonna interchange, and that he is gonna come in that team, or is he gonna be McKennie's deputy, or is he gonna swap with McKennie basically, or is McKennie going to start on the right and he's coming in? So a lot of question marks still regarding this transfer. One, because I don't know him personally, that makes it even worse. Or like if we sign Bonaventura, I could have predicted what Allegri is gonna do, basically. I could have or Pereira. I could have predicted that, but with this one, I don't know. Like I absolutely have no idea. So it's gonna be interesting because it's February, March, April, May. Like it's 4 months of football still, and that's it. So in 4 months' time, we need to see if he's good enough to splash some sort of money on him. You know, not I don't think that amount of money, but still money, big time money on him. So will he get enough opportunities? I don't know. Where is he gonna play? That's gonna be extremely interesting. Like it's gonna be intriguing, and I think for Allegri it's gonna be much easier to play him more if we don't win on Sunday. Let's say we lose and the points tally gets close to 7, 8 really quickly, because now it's how many points are we ahead of Inter? I have no idea. 1 point behind the Inter is a 1 point, and they have a game in hand, 4. So if they win, potentially 7. I think it's much easier for Allegri to integrate transfers a little bit more than when everything is. Let's say we win, and everything goes steady. He will stick to what is working, which is weird because he didn't do that against Empoli. But whatever, we've done that. But it's gonna be much easier for him, in my opinion, if we don't win. You know, playing players. Let me bring up some comments before I talk along, and do like the video. So hit that like button. I put out a poll, right? I will look at that in a minute. Lars is saying it's an interesting one. Excited for the player. Let's see what happens. Unsure about the future because that looks steep, but we'll see. Yeah, I agree. It does look very steep. I think in June we will try to swap Keane, Ealing, Sule for Alcaraz if he performs. I actually made a video on Sule Alcaraz. I put that out. Go watch that. But also that one, it depends. Does Sule want to go to Southampton? What if Southampton doesn't get promoted to the Premier League? So it's not it's not straightforward. Like it might Southampton are interested in Sule. Excuse me, but I'm assuming he will get much better offers than Southampton, basically. Like I don't see him going Southampton. Heads off to Giuntoli though. The next gen team just got reloaded with amazing talents. Yeah, I need to watch next gen again. Because I missed a lot of games. If this new signing takes McKennie's starting spot by season's end, would that justify 40 mil? No, and this might sound like I'm gonna shit on McKennie, but he's playing well, and he's playing very well, but the bar was set extremely low. Like we can improve on McKennie, like we can improve on a lot of players in this midfield. So he's playing extremely well. A player that's gonna replace McKennie is a player that's technically extremely, just much better than McKennie. That's the player that's gonna replace McKennie. I don't think if you just do the hard working job, but you just have a lot more quality, than McKennie, who is very limited on the ball. I think you'll replace McKennie, but they're just gonna keep McKennie. I don't think if he outplays McKennie, that's the reason to spend 50 million euros. Um, I watch so much of Alcaraz compilations. I feel like I'm his best friend now. Yeah, that's how it goes. I think the buy price is only inflated because the chance Southampton doesn't get promoted. Maybe also Racing Club, is it, have a 50% on the transfer fee. Um, Anthony say the guy doesn't start in the Champions League. Unneeded move seems like a panic buy on the surface. 50 mil clause, we can get court minus for that. I'm over wrong, but it's nothing. Yeah, but the clause is not obligation. So if you don't want to use it, you don't use it. He doesn't play in the championship because he doesn't suit how they play, and you can go on Southampton forums. Like Southampton, usually when a player leaves mid-season, our fans are, we as well. Oh, he's not good anyway. Let him go. He's crap. He's shit. If you listen to Southampton fans, they're not saying that. They're like, man, good luck, because you're not going to play in this system. And actually, you shouldn't be playing this system because it's not your thing. It's like Allegri playing Sule Mezzala for the rest of the season. I will come out if he leaves and I will say, good luck, because I'm not going to say, oh, he's not good enough. I'm like, you're not playing in your position. You're just not going to shine. So good luck. I'm not going to shit on Ealing Jr. if that was a scenario. That's basically the same thing. If you listen to Southampton fans, I've not seen one Southampton fan say, anyway, he's crap anyway. They're saying it's sad because he is a good player. However, the way we play is just not for him. So it's not fair. I do see the point that he's playing in the championship, but he played Premier League last season. It was just, Southampton got relegated. Okay, so Hanina's saying, so basically Southampton know Juve won't buy him at 50 million. So they give incentive for Juve to play him and lower the price. It also raises his value, so Juve don't buy, other teams might. I see your point, especially the last point, where other teams might look at it and be like, okay, that's we're gonna pay that. However, if he plays well and you set the price at 30 and Juve said no, he plays well, you can still ask for 50 because at this moment in time he's not worth 50. That's what I'm trying to say, But I see that point that other clubs might see it and be like, oh, the price is 50. I get that, but he's not worth now 50, so it's a big thing. Yes, you play him, but if you play him and he plays well, surely you want that 50 to stick and not to go down to say 40, basically. But I see your point. I thought about that last one, that other clubs might see it. But then again, it's no obligation. You can set the price again. After Allegri's transfer, Di Maria, Paredes, Pogba, who would trust him? I mean, I like Di Maria, but that didn't work out at all. Paredes, Paredes was bad. It was so bad with Paredes, a player Allegri wanted, that he played Barrenechea. Out of nowhere, he played Barrenechea. And nobody was talking about playing Barrenechea. But it was that bad for Allegri Paredes, And Pogba, I mean, that's insane. That's actually insane. Do like the video, people. Smash the like button. Let's get to 50 likes. I lied earlier. So like that one now. 36 people watching, only 10 likes. That's sad. Like Alice said in the video, there's some hidden agreement like Sule and maybe something more. Like it could be that Sule, it's just, it would make more sense basically, for the price. Also, like I said in my video, if we let's say we sign Alcaraz for 50 million euros. I'm making it up now. We sign him for 50 million euros. We sell Sule for 50. Let's keep it easy. 50-50. I don't know how much we paid for Sule. I'm going to lie and I'm going to say 5 million euros. I don't know. It's probably less. We make an insane amount of plusvalenza on Sule. That's clean on the books. Clean. You sign Alcaraz for 50 million euros. You put that on the book. Let's say he signs for 4 years. You put that on the books for 4 years. That's the difference financially for the club. It's not 50 in, 50 out. It is, but it's not. It's 50 clean and 50 throughout 4 years or something. You can balance out and clean up your books like that. That's why I've always said, We paid zero. I thought we paid something for Sule. Um, you know, however, but it doesn't matter. Let's say it's clean because it's kind of nothing, even if it's 2.2. Um, but that's how you clean up the books, and that's why I've kept saying, and we were being linked to Felipe Anderson. I'm like, this just smells like we are gonna move on Sule because it's clean. It's clean money for the club on the books. It's clean to just get over with it and move forward with obviously clean books, and you still have a midfielder and potentially an older winger, but a cheaper one on the books, basically. Um, I'm not sure what you're saying, Hanin. Who is listening to the live? Um, Giuntoli is not Calvo and will cook Allegri very fast. Actually, Calvo. Gravina, Tara. um, actually, Calvo had a bust up with Allegri, if you remember last season. So I'm not sure about that one as well. But Giuntoli, like he got the keys from Alcan and he's in control now. I think Allegri had his time basically, and he will have an input obviously. But I think it's Giuntoli. I think Alcan said like Alcan didn't have an agreement with Allegri. Agnelli, Andrea Agnelli had an agreement with Allegri. Alcan has no he has a sentiment towards Allegri because he's won a lot of stuff. And for me, Allegri is a club legend. However, he didn't have that personal, relationship like Andrea Agnelli had with Allegri. So, from an Alcan standpoint, it's a business, and the value of the club had go down. Everything went down, and he basically told Giuntoli, "You fix it. You do whatever needs to be done. I don't care. Like I absolutely don't care. Um, just do not uh, make the same mistakes and get this team back where it should be." And I think that's what Giuntoli is doing, his way. It's his way. And again, in the summer, it can look extremely weird, But I will give him 2 summers. One, because I don't like last summer. I don't count. This summer, I'm not sure how much amount of money we will have back in Europe. I think we need to sell a big player. Like you still have that Chiesa potential contract debacle hanging above your head. So I need to see. But I don't think it's fair to even say after this summer, oh, you're poor, unless he goes out and sells, Bremer, Chiesa, and whatever, and replaces him with scrubs. Then you can say, hold on. But I understand the situation of the club. It's not easy to go out there and make signings for fun. Also because this team needs a lot of help. Like the starting 11 is nowhere near good enough. Now imagine the squad. So that's that. Joey Tribbiani, adapt that's your real name. If it is, that's well. This transfer is zero risk. This transfer is a zero risk transfer. If he sucks, he's gone. If he doesn't, we might get him renegotiate the price. Yeah, I think that's the deal. I think that's the idea. Youssef, that's a long time ago. How are you doing? Giuntoli didn't say any. Giuntoli didn't sign any of those players, Pogba, Di Maria, and Paredes, so we can trust him at least. Fair. First, we're going to sell Sule to get coal miners, and then Sule for Alcaraz. Why can't we give Sule a chance? We have sold him virtually so many times. For the reason I explained, the money, the Plus Valenza one, every single player, like we're gonna need to sell in the summer. It's as simple as that. And Sule is an easy target as of now. But don't be shocked if Chiesa gets into that conversation in the summer. I read that there is a clause that lowers the price for Alcaraz the more he plays, the less he costs. Yeah, we talked about it. Hanin had his theory, her theory. You can look that up in the chat. But that's what Sky Italia is saying. So I'm not really sure if we need to take that to the bank for now, because I think it makes less sense than it makes sense, basically. I'm not sure if it's the same in Europe, but usually in like the NBA, when they bring a new president or GM, they're likely to bring their own coach. Giuntoli inherited Allegri, might not be his guy. I don't think he's his guy. He's going to respect it because he, like you said, he came into the club and Allegri's there. And Allegri has a certain status. I don't think it's like for fans, it will be like, yeah, just do it, do it. get rid of Allegri. But I think for him, it's also not the best thing. I think personally, I don't think he was looking at it and I was like, I come in midsummer basically and I'm telling Allegri to get out. That will be too much chaos. If it happens this season, even if Allegri leaves, I think it will be a statement like Xavi or Klopp, own terms, it's done. I don't think the Klopp will sack him. I don't think Giuntoili will sack him. And even if it's sacked, it will never be reported as a sack. It will be like, we agreed, it's time to move on. That's what I think. Is it possible quote minus for the summer now? Yeah, because we didn't spend any money on Alcaraz still. So yeah, the loan fee, but like we didn't commit 50 million euros to Alcaraz or 50 million euros to Samardzic. We didn't commit any real money at this moment in time. So all options are open, quote unquote, all options. And maybe we do have 50 million euros, and this tells you we have money for the summer, which I highly doubt. But maybe again we're all wrong, and we do have 50 million euros just lying down there to pay Alcaraz. And somebody early on said, "Man, Atalanta are looking at this and they are feasting because they are looking at this and you're like, you want coal miners, you put a clause of 50 million euros for a player playing the championship. Hanin, you're right. Atalanta, they are gonna pull our pants down if we want coal miners. They will. They would have done earlier. They would definitely do now. Thoughts on Bremer to Man U? I don't think Bremer will leave unless it's for. Wait, what? I didn't see that. Sorry. Did anyone report Bremer to Man U? I missed that. I really missed that. Unless it's a very crappy source. Salary paid by Southampton too. Kind of weird deal though. Yeah, I think the salary is basically nothing as well, and it's for 4 months. And we pay a very high loan fee. Like we pay close. Like if all bonuses hit, it's close to 6 million euros. It's an expensive loan fee. So Southampton will pay that money because maybe it's not even 500,000 he's on for a season. So let alone for 4 months. Like it's probably gonna be peanuts compared to what you are paying for the loan fee. So that makes some sense. I know it's not a need, but in my opinion, you should really push for Di Gregorio from Monza as a future goalkeeper. That's out of the blue. That's kind of out of the blue. I don't know about goalkeeper. I know it's not. I don't. In the summer, I do not once want to report about goalkeeping. I really don't. Unless they sell Perin and they bring in Carnesecchi, whatever. But I don't want to focus on goalkeeping in the summer because we have so many issues and so many things to try to figure out. Outgoings, ingoings. I don't want the focus to be on goalkeeping. Remember when the season we were trying to sign Locatelli and it was Donnarumma, and I was like, man, we have so many issues. Should we really be talking about Chesney and Donnarumma? Like, really? Because I didn't rate Donnarumma that highly as well. But the goalkeeping situation should be something very swiftly. You extend them, Chesney, and you lower his wage, or you just move on. But it shouldn't be taking up much time. If I'm being completely honest. 40 people watching, only 20 likes. So that's kind of sad. So push the like buttons. Matthias is saying we should sell Keane, Barrenechea, De Chilio, Kostic, and get coal miners 2 bench players, 10 out of 10 summer mercato without selling big names. If it were that easy, like who on planet Earth is gonna buy De Chilio? Nobody's gonna give you money for De Chilio. Kostic, it's already a win if you get your money back as well. Barrenechea, I think you will have suitors, but it's not probably gonna be the money you're thinking about. Unless 20 million euros is what you're thinking about, then maybe. And Keane has 1 year left on his deal, so I'm not even sure how much money you're gonna get for Keane as well. It's like the Keane one is so strange. Now he's staying at the club, which it's you're injured for a month still, apparently. The mercato closes tomorrow. There's no way you're going to leave. Which team is going to take you on and then play you for the next 3 months, that you're available until the end of the season. The Keane one from day one never made sense to me. And I said that many times. I don't get that. I really don't get that. But it is what it is. And also, the news is now out there that he's not gonna renew his deal. Excuse me. Like the club is not looking to. Uh, the 1 second. Okay. Um, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Excuse me. Um, the Keane one was very strange, but like the news is out there now that he's not gonna renew his deal, so I think he's gone in the summer, depending on the offers, obviously. But I think he's gone. I think he's done at the club. I wouldn't worry about Atalanta because I thought we weren't going to be buying players from Italian sides anymore. Lol. Yeah, that news is too good to be true. It's too good to be true. I wish, I wish we stop buying players from in the league because we always get our pants pulled down. Like it is what it is. Like there is a world outside of Italy. Like stop funding these clubs that absolutely do not care about you and like overcharge you. I'd rather get overcharged by a German club or a Belgian club or a Dutch club than an Italian club at this moment in time. Because the fees these Italian clubs are ridiculous. Like the Italian league is not good, and the fees they're commanding are ridiculous. So, um, the French league does have some good targets. The French league is actually fun to watch. I watch more French football than Spanish football because I don't like Spanish. I don't like the Spanish league. I do like the French league, the Dutch league. Obviously, I watch the Belgium league. Germany is fun to watch just on a Saturday after work. It's just vibes. Like it's all over the place, so that's fun. But the Spanish league, I rarely watch La Liga games because I just don't like the vibe around it. It's not low quality, but I don't know, something puts me off of La Liga games. Um, but yeah, circle back to the start of the video. Giuntoli, I think this is his first transfer window, basically. Last season, yes, we are, but that was actually before he came in. We kept Cambiaso, we re-signed Rabiot. Like we didn't do much. Actually, we didn't do anything last summer, basically, and now it's his time. Also, I think people keep forgetting that Fagioli is back. Like Fagioli apparently can even play the last game of the season. According to Sky, they said that today. So we keep forgetting about Fagioli, who's still at the club. Pogba, but yeah, but Fagioli is still at the club. So maybe like the club, there's so many question marks because if I ask you guys really quickly in the chat and let me know on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being he's staying, how convinced are you that Allegri is going to be the coach next season? Forget about getting sacked, just in general, if he's going to walk. 10 being very confident he's staying, 1 being I don't think he's going to be here. Let me know in the chat because that plays a big role in everything we do. Like in everything we do, keeping players, selling players, um, looking at certain players as well, and it goes to players like Sule, definitely. It goes to links, transfer links. It really makes a big difference, and we need to know that now. I'm not sure if Allegri and Giuntoli sat down and talked about it now at this moment in time, but ideally we should be knowing by now if Allegri, like not we, but the club should be knowing by now or have a good indication that he's gonna stay, he's not gonna stay. Because if you're gonna move into the summer, you need to have a clear idea. Also, there's the Euros, which is gonna kind of push back the transfer window a little bit. Players are at the tournaments; they're not gonna talk. Agents from every like even players not at the tournament, agents are gonna wait because if they see, what, my player is not at the tournament. However, he's a similar profile as player X, and he's going for so much money. My player needs to go for so much money. So it's going to push back everything. So there's some more time to get deals done. However, the plan needs to be very clear. 7753, he doesn't want to give a discount on salary, I bet. 5-5, I have a feeling if he wins the Scudetto, he will go. It's a massive decision. I'm wondering if he wins the Scudetto and Copa, if he still stays. I think he has 1 year left on his deal. Like, are you gonna go into the new season with the coach 1 year left on his deal? That's also a bit weird, I guess that usually doesn't really happen at a top club. It might happen at a lower level club, but at a big club, you usually do not go into the final season with the coach only being there for another year. It leaves a lot of doubts. It kind of you kind of tell your coach, let's see what you're gonna do in this season, and you, despite what you think about Allegri, he won a lot of stuff. You cannot really do that. That's a bit disrespectful to him. I think he will look at it as being disrespectful because it feels like I need to prove myself. And since he came back, he does need to prove himself. Like what you've done in the past is in the past. You have a lot of credit in the bank. However, you need to do that again. But if you let him walk into the new season with only 1 year left on his deal, I think he will look at that and be like, this is kind of disrespectful because you're telling me I need to prove myself. And even if you think he needs to, he will think no. So interesting because there are no real information about him signing a new deal. I know there was a Corriere dello Sport article about a month and a half ago or something saying that he's not going to sign a new deal and whatever, and he's gone. But there's no real talk about him signing a new deal. Excuse me. So it is going to be interesting. Let's see how the links develop because maybe the links will tell us if he's going to leave or not leave. Rabiot and Allegri leave. They both are too expensive. I do think Rabiot is. I think Rabiot is gone because I don't see Giuntoli offering 8 million euros for 3 seasons. Because if he does, that's just ridiculous, bad business. Because he's not an 8 million euros player basically. So I do have a feeling Rabiot is gone after the season. Should get Motta. All I care about is results. He's been successful this season. He's got a lot out of this team, but I hate this formation. I want Chiesa a wider in a 4-3-3 or 3-4-3. Yeah. If he changes formation next season, I think he needs more time than another. Like it feels like a new rebuild, basically. If we bring in certain players and we move on certain players and we flip formation, it feels like it's again a new beginning for Allegri, and that's where I'm like, does he want to do that again? Does he want to be part of that again? I'm not really so sure about that. In his mind, he was on his way to Madrid. He loves the club, but new management and they want a discount on salary. Why would he do that? You're talking about Allegri? Because he said no to Real Madrid. Like it's his fault. Like we called him. He could have signed for Real Madrid. He made that decision to come back. So that's on him. That's nothing to do with us basically. But the salary one, I think. Yeah, the wage one, the club will ask him to lower his wage if he wants a new deal. I think Allegri is not part of Giuntoli's plan. He likes his talents who are usually more technical. Therefore, it needs a more modern coach. Let's see, because like even if you bring in Motta, like I like certain ideas, but it's not gonna be a cakewalk, because you need time. Like I will give every manager. I give Sarri time. They sacked him. I didn't agree with it. I was like, no. Give him some time. He won the league. Give him some time. I know how it was going, but give him some time. They hired Pirlo. I didn't agree with the hiring. I even didn't really agree with the sacking because I was like, you have no clue what you're doing. You are all over the place. It's not fair towards Pirlo. Now they hired Allegri. If Allegri gets sacked, it is fair because he's an experienced manager. If he doesn't get certain things done, it is what it is, basically. You need to deal with it. Mourinho got sacked a lot of times, and he has an amazing career, and he still gets sacked because if you don't get the job done, it's like it's a daily job. If you work at a company for 20 years, but the last 2-3 years you do absolutely nothing and you cost the company money, they're gonna move you on. They don't care you worked there for 40 years or what I just say 20 years. They absolutely do not care. Now imagine that in a world where the pressure is on, when the spotlight is on, when it's 24/7, that you've been talked about or your club has been talked about, then why should we not apply the same things on that one? Like if you had a period of time and it doesn't really work out, you're gone. Call me crazy, but I want Italiano. I don't think a lot of people will call you crazy, but I'm not the biggest fan of Italiano. I have no idea what happened to Tudor. He's probably on vacation now. Let me end the poll really quickly because I'm 40 minutes in and I'm close to wrapping it up. Where is the poll? The poll is gone. Damn it. But yeah. I just got the Juve grey hoodie and great sweatpants with the blue logo in the mail. It's beautiful. Wish I could post a picture here. It just arrived a minute ago. Happy? I'm not sure what sweatpants. Like the only time I watch on the Juve store is when I need to ship the giveaway. That's the only time I open the Juve store. I have not bought something on the Juve store for myself. I don't know, at least for. Actually, I cannot remember I bought something on the Juve store for myself. Like I have a few jerseys, but those were gifts, and usually I do giveaways. That's why I open the Juve store. I don't buy jerseys, to be honest. Do you think Conte goes to Milan? I saw that. Wouldn't shock me one bit. You know, he's a mercenary, so like whatever. But I'm not sure if he's gonna survive there with ownership, money, and all those things. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. Like they sack Maldini, and who's actually in charge? Like it's a weird one. It feels like there's not enough quote unquote stability, or like strong faces in the background who can deal with stuff for him to go there and fit in. That's just my opinion. Like it feels like a weird link, if I'm being completely honest. That's it for me, I think. I discussed a few things. I discussed other things in my video, so you can re-watch that. Tomorrow, I will have a preview with Alberto out for the Inter game, so check that out. On Friday, I will have a breakdown of Alcaraz, or I'll try to have that out as well. And on Friday, I will be live with Anthony from Inter Worldwide for a preview for the big game. And then on Saturday, the midfield video, our midfield compared to Inter's midfield. Prepare yourself for that if you're going to watch that video. I suggest you drink something if you do drink. And then on Sunday, I will have my stat preview on Inter. Do you think we win against Inter? I will keep that for my preview. I don't think it's impossible. It's possible you win to Inter. Like we're not going. I don't want to jinx it, but like if you told me we're going away to Liverpool, I will tell you it's done. We're gonna lose, and we're gonna lose bad. But you always have a shot again. Like we had, like Inter won at our ground with bad players. Like I think with Nagatomo, I think they beat us for the first time at the stadium. Was it that game? And who scored? Was it Nagatomo? I don't know who scored. But that was a banter Inter club, and they beat us. So there's always a shot. Always a shot. If Allegri leaves, who would you be your choice? I'm worried that ownership will force someone on Giuntoli instead of letting. No, if Allegri leaves, Giuntoli will make the decision. I don't have a choice at this moment in time. Let's finish the season, and then we can have that conversation at the end again. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. If you haven't liked the video, smash that like button. If you're rewatching it, like the video. Appreciate everybody joining for this one. I will be live again Friday, 100%. But also I'm going to try to be live tomorrow because it's the end of the transfer window. And usually at the end of the transfer window, some details leak, especially on the Alcaraz deal. Like maybe certain things will make much more sense tomorrow compared to today. Because today I read the statement 2 times and I'm still very confused. I'm still extremely confused. But again, maybe it's because I don't know the player. Let's say this was the deal we made now. Let's say it wasn't Alcaraz, but the name was Koopmeiners or Samardzic. Even when you think that's still a lot of money, it's closer to home. You watch Samardzic play, you watch Koopmeiners play, so you could give it a place. But now it's a guy you never watch play, coming from the championship, from Southampton. It's a bit confusing. But let's see for tomorrow. I'm going to wrap this one up. Thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate it. I will see you guys in the following one.